Hey everyone, it's your host Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Today you all are in for an absolute treat. We're going to talk about something that we haven't talked about in a minute, but business, credit, and getting back to what's truly important and something that tool. I have the expert, the man here that's going to give you another tool to add to your tool belt. Stay tuned, stay with us. You won't want to miss 1 second of what this gentleman has to say. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's your host, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and I have the entrepreneur of entrepreneurs, this man, Mr. LaJuan Hughes. He is a content creator who teaches aspiring and current business owners how to ethically hack, right? We're not stealing, we're getting rid of this scammer mindset mentality, but how to ethically hack the big banks and leverage your credit to grow and scale your business. And today, the man, the myth, the legend is going to spill some of the tea. Can't give all the tea. Some of the tea on the show today. Help me welcome Mr. LaJuan Hughes. Welcome to the stage, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Like I said, I've been watching the show, listening to the podcast. Great stuff. Excited to be on here, and yeah, just let's talk it up.
Absolutely. This is dope. The man got the super beard, man. I'm super jealous right now. Super jealous. He got the super Hughes beard, man.
It's not toned up at the moment, but you know.
All good. All good. This is what the gentleman style is all about. Fresh to death. Super dope. So, Mr. LaJuan, sir, you could do anything, right? You do a multitude of things that we talked about backstage. But why business credit? What is it that you see a need in the Black community or any community that you see a need for? Why get into this industry? Why do you teach to this? Why do you mentor to this?
Yeah, it's a humongous industry, and you know, just with talking to people all across the globe, and everybody has a great idea. Like, you know, they want to get in entrepreneurship. They want to be able to change the lives of not only them but their family, and they need funds to do it, right? And you know, I would say for the majority of people, they don't have access to these large sums of funds to be able to do that. And what, you know, ethically hacking the bank, and it's a crazy term, and kind of grabs people's attention, but the reason why is because, again, you're learning how to leverage your credit. Credit is literally one of the most important things you can have in life, in my opinion. And I teach people how to leverage that to be able to get business credit without business loans, without using your personal lines of savings, you know, all these stuff that people have been used to doing. I'm teaching you how to break that mindset and implement this new strategy that is killing it right now.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Mr. Hughes, tell us, what is the number one reason? Because you mentor young men and women to this strategy, this new concept. What is it, the number one reason that you've seen most businesses fail? Is it due to lack of capital or funding? What's the number one reason you're seeing most happening in the industry?
Yeah, it is that. It is that. And, you know, you can even look this up for the people that's watching, you know, just do a quick Google search and see what's the number one reason businesses fail. It's usually funding. They can't get either startup capital, or they can't get or they can't sustain. They can't get the funds to, you know, have consistent cash flow on a month-to-month basis to scale. And, you know, it's all related back to capital. And again, it from there, it relates back to having a good understanding of how to leverage credit to get those things in place.
Love that. That's huge. That's huge. Leveraging is something that you hear all the time in business. There are many things that you can leverage in business, not just capital. But why is leverage such a common term used in business, and why is that important?
Yeah, leverage is so important. And again, a lot of people they say the term loosely, but really applying it in its most simplest form can gain you massive results. And particularly when in terms of credit, we're talking about leveraging personal credit. Now, I know there's people listening to this right now or in the future, and I'm sure you've heard, or you yourself are this person that you're trying to shy away from using your personal credit. You want to get these business loans that allow you to not have to use your personal credit and things like that. And I'm sure we'll get into that later on. But like the whole point is you got to leverage your personal credit to start it. I've seen that's the fastest and most effective way to get capital for your business.
Love that. You teach young men and women that before you go in, a lot of us get excited. Excuse me. Wow, that was hurt. About the money. A lot of us get excited about the money. We think, "Ooh, why am I not rich today? Why am I not getting rich tomorrow?" But the most important thing that you teach is the front end, the beginning work, the groundwork, laying that foundation in your master classes. And so, why is it important to set up your business structure correctly in the beginning before everything else? Why is that a big deal?
Yeah, it sets you up for success right off the bat, right? And there's a fine line to this. A lot of people they're in research mode, sometimes to a detriment of themselves. Like they want to have everything as perfect as they possibly can, and really starting beats being perfect every single time, right? And like I said, it's levels to it, but you want to be able to have yourself give yourself the highest chance to be successful right off the bat. And having a correct business structure, that could be a LLC, it could be a C corp, it could be S corp, even sole proprietor. I do recommend people sometimes when they're starting out, depending on the business, to just go with a sole proprietor. Like just get some lead work in, get a one or two clients, customers, whatever the business is under your belt first, and then you can maybe level up to a LLC or one of these other entities. But yeah, it's just getting out there, and having that simple structure, at least one of those to start, will lend you tremendous results for sure.
Absolutely. One of the things I've learned in business is that what the legwork that you do in the beginning pays dividends in the end, in the huge end. I met a business owner. She's multimillionaire, has several franchises, has grown her company to excess, and now one of the things she has learned is now she's trying to sell the business. Right? She's trying to sell her business, but the problem is she structured the business incorrectly, and now she has to, because she didn't do that front work, she didn't do the legwork in the beginning, she now has to spend millions more undoing years of work in order to sell her company. Because a lot of us don't think about the end result in mind. Those are things that people consider later on. Is like someone walks up to your business and says, "Hey man, Mr. Hughes, I want to buy your company for $2.2 million." Now all of a sudden it's like, what? I wasn't even thinking about the end game. And so starting correctly in the front is super, super crucial. Mr. Hughes, y'all,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
what's the most optimal credit score? What's the best credit score? What's the ideal credit score when it comes to business? Because there's so many nuances to the business credit realm, and it's different, especially when you get involved into the Duns and Bradstreet of it. Right? What's the optimal score? Because now I say that because you transition to letters, right? It's no longer a score; it's a lettering or it's crazy. So what's the
Yeah,
optimal score for someone going after
yeah.
business credit?
And you brought up Duns and Bradstreet, which I love talking about that, because that's, in my opinion, it's the old method, and you literally don't need that anymore. I tell people that all the time. To get really, I would say 90% of the time, you can get that no problem, right? It's not that difficult to get. Now, to answer your question, optimal credit score, a lot of people think like, oh, to be able to get these massive amounts of capital, it could be 20K, 30K, 40K, 80K, whatever the number is, I need to have an 800 credit score, 850, 830. You really can get started with these strategies at a 680. Now, I would say the optimal, where you're just not going to have any problems, is 760. So to answer the question, 760. But you can actually start implementing a lot of this stuff and getting, I would say good lines at 680 for sure.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Told y'all, Mr. Hughes spilling the tea here on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. You guys don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with it. We got to go to a quick commercial break. Speaking of bills and credit score, we got to pay some bills. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye.
We are back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. We have the incredible Mr. LaJuan Hughes spilling the tea on the show. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. We're on YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Audible, and so many more. Check him out. If you missed it, go back, check him out. He's spilling some of the tea. Spill all the tea on the show here. Mr. Hughes, you said that Dun & Bradstreet is the old model and it's the old way of thinking to build credit score. What's the new method? What do we need to bring to the table in order to prepare ourselves to get good quality business credit?
Yeah, so it's simple. I start with mindset first, and then sometimes people are like, mindset, but really, get out of the mindset of, I don't want to use my personal credit to start. It's the easiest way. It's the fastest way. And a lot of people, in this day and age, we got short attention spans. We want to get to the end result as fast as we possibly can, right? So having said that, leveraging personal credit is the fastest way, in my opinion, because what that allows you to do, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, you can get business credit, and I'm talking about business lines of credit, revolving credit. You can get these using your personal lines of credit. And the great thing about business credit, it doesn't report to personal or the business bureaus. It's kind of like this dark horse that's riding in the background. It's building your business, right? But you've leveraged, you piggybacked off of your good personal credit to get the business credit, although your personal side is not attached at all. And the business credit that you have, whatever utilization, say you need to use, you got to have, obviously use the credit to start funding your business. That's not going to show up on your personal side at all. So it is literally a win-win situation all the way around, in my opinion.
For sure. There are numerous lines, right? On the personal side, you got so many different lines of credit, and you got different types, right? You got lines of credit, you got credit cards, you got mortgages, you got car loans, you got notes, all these different things. On the business side, those change a little bit. And so some of the things that business owners talk about and they mention in these master classes that you have is having various lines in your business side. For example, a flex card, right? A fuel card, right? Because you have a company, you need a company car. And so you shouldn't be paying your business expenses with a personal card, right? And so there are things you can acquire like a fuel card for your business. For if you drive Uber, you can fill your vehicle up at the pump with a fuel card. What are some other lines of credit that people should be considering that report to those business bureaus and help them grow that business portfolio and structure?
Yeah, like I said, with business credit cards, they're tremendous. They're tremendous. Like not only they work just like personal credit cards. So as far as like being able to get rewards, I know you mentioned like a fuel card. So obviously we know gas is extremely high right now. So any kickback, any cash back, any rewards, any pull, whatever you can get for something that you have to spend money on anyway, you got to take it, right? So, with business credit, there's cards like, for instance, like the American Express Gold Business that allows you to get 4x on two different categories that, are reflecting or, reflect upon what you've spent the most money on that particular month or statement cycle. So, in that situation, maybe it was gas or maybe it's always gas. That's one of the categories you always spend money on that particular card. So think about it. You're getting 4x times the amount of what you spend on gas. Say you're spending, $200, $300 a month on gas, right? Think about that. You're getting a thousand points, give or take, every month from something that you got to spend money on anyway. And now we can take that and, now we getting, vacations for free, all these type of things. And that's just another step of leveraging credit.
Absolutely. I love this. This is why I love what I do, y'all. I love getting information and expanding our minds and expanding with new information. Thank you, Mr. Hughes. The question of the hour: how do we ethically hack? Right? Because I don't want anybody to go to jail. I don't want anyone. There's plenty of people in jail. We don't need any more. How do we ethically hack our bank?
Yeah, let me just let you know we're not talking about PPP loans or anything like that.
Oh gosh. Oh man.
we're not talking about PPP loans or anything like that. But in all seriousness, no. Ethically hacking the big banks is literally putting all these strategies together. So what a lot of people don't realize is banks have these secret algorithms, right? They have these secret algorithms that if you know them, you can always know what bureau they're going to pull, what score they're going to pull, and what they're looking for. So also, what most people don't know is that depending on your location and your region or part of the country that you're in, they're going to pull a particularly different bureau than somebody else. Say you're in California and you're applying for a card, right? Or a line of credit. They might pull TransUnion in California, but a person that's in Delaware, they might pull Equifax or they might do a double pull. So one of the reasons when I say ethically hacking is because my strategy is teach people how to abstract this data right from the banks ethically, and being able to know exactly what bureau is going to be pulled at each given point, and also optimizing your credit report so that when you are applying with these different lenders, you're applying with conviction. For without a shadow of a doubt, more times than not, that you have positioned yourself in the eyes of the lender as somebody they know, like, and can trust. And again, that's what leveraging personal credit can do for you, because now they've seen your track record on a personal side and they see what you've been able to do. So they have no problem handing you 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 in business credit. And the best part about it, 0% interest. That's really what ethically hacking is. You be getting access to these massive amounts of capital with no interest to fund your business for 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, 21 months. Some of these cards have. And I'm sorry, hard money loans are not doing that. Business loans are not doing that. in my opinion, there's nothing out there, that I would say the average crowd can access that can get them that type of capital paying no interest.
Absolutely. What is something? So someone is taking your masterclass. They've connected with you. They've been under your stewardship. What is the first thing someone should do with that capital, right? And why do it at all, right? Why
Mhm.
should we? Why not bootstrap the business and build on your business using cash versus business credit? What is the pros and cons,
Yeah.
and why should we even get it?
Yeah, so you made an interesting point there. Bootstrapping. A lot of people like to do that. They like to use their hard-earned personal cash, and that's the worst suggestion. I would never would suggest that, because the whole point is you want to keep your personal funds safe and out of harm's way, and you want to detach yourself from whatever you're trying to do with the business. And nobody wants to put their hard-earned money, up for grabs. Essentially, obviously, you want to believe in what the business that you have, and have full faith and confidence that it's going to work. But at the same point in time, it is a risk. Let's just be serious. So, being able to get business credit and have that separator, that divider between your personal money is just, in my opinion, the most effective way. Um, and as far as like what somebody would do getting started, like the first thing, you want to have a business plan. We're not just taking this information so we can get this capital and go look like we're rich, so we can be Gucci down and Louis down and Fendi down and all that stuff like that. We're getting this capital so that we can better, the lives of ourselves and for our family. And so you need to have a business plan together, at least have a general idea. And I do help, people that are in my mentorship group. I help you with that business plan and, help you get these things set up and, online presence, stuff like that. So you want to have all that in place so that, again, when you get this capital, you have a game plan and you can go out and attack, quickly and efficiently.
Love it. Love it. Love it. What are some of the things that you've seen? Why is it important? When I get the capital, right? You
Mm.
get the money. What's the best and wisest investment someone should do with their business capital? Should I invest it in marketing? Should I invest it in promotions? Should I invest it in hiring my first staff employee? What are some things? What's a smart investment to make in a business when you acquire business capital and credit?
Definitely don't hire staff for sure. Especially if you haven't made any money yet. That's definitely not a good one. But honestly, man, a lot of people they don't like to do this, but or they just have it backwards. Marketing and sales is the number one that's the number one thing in business, like period. I don't care, in my opinion, what anybody says. Marketing and sales is the most important thing. If you're not reaching anybody, nobody knows who you are, nobody knows what the thing is, and two, you're not making any money, you don't have a business, period. So those are the two things that I would definitely tell people to focus on first, is marketing and marketing, advertising, same thing, and sales. And what that what that includes is marketing could be a tons of things. It could be depending on the business, obviously this could be direct response strategies. This could be paid advertising. This could be social media marketing, all these different channels. Pick your poison, kind of speak, so to speak. But you have a lot of different avenues that you can use to get this done. And sales is important. So I would say a lot of people like to offload this when they first start. No, I recommend you being your number one sales guy right at the start, because you'll be able to then outsource that at a later date, and you'll be able to know your prospect better than anybody else, and then tell your salespeople, no, this is how we close. This is how we close the deal on these sales calls, or whatever the mechanism is you are for getting sales.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Hughes, what's the vision for your company? What's the vision? What do you foresee? Why? What the reason what you got started in this and helping people build business credit and acquire business credit? What's the goal for you?
Yeah, man, I kind of came into this on accident. I tell people all the time, I'm literally nobody special. I was just like, most people. I was back in 2016, yeah, and my credit wasn't good. I had like I tell people all the time, I was like a 543. I had to build that up, and it took a lot of years, it took a lot of learning, mistakes, and all these type of things. And, through that, I learned the game, and I taught myself and learned like, hey, the wealthiest people in the world use these same strategies. You'll find out most successful people, they hardly ever use their own money to fund anything, hardly ever. So why not mimic, the people that are, successful, right? And so that was the mindset I had. And so I went in and I learned these strategies and I applied them for myself first. And that's how I was able to fund my first marketing business that I had, which, did great. And, we had first client was Comic-Con. We did a major after party for them. It was great. Like, and I was able to get that from these strategies. And then I took that and applied it to my next business, which was my marketing business, which is what I currently have now. And we were able to, get clients and do that. And we've done over $1.6 million in sales with that. So, this would not be possible if I didn't have the capital to do it. Right. And I got that capital from leveraging my credit. Right. So obviously it's steps to, and there's levels to that. But again, you got to start with leverage, and it's the most important thing, in my opinion. For people to understand. And literally, if I could tell anybody one thing, leveraging your credit, in my opinion, is the key to success.
Absolutely. I love that. I wish I could give him another microphone. He needs his microphone, y'all. But I wish I could give him another microphone so he could drop it right now. That was a big player. Mr. Hughes, I want to ask a question. So many people, their credit is destroyed. It's in the trash. It's in the 5s. It's in the 6s. It might even be in the 2s, right? Where should someone yeah. I mean, there's hope. There's hope, right? Not all is lost. Where should someone start? Is it getting a secure credit card? Is it, getting their Equifax report, or all three? I mean, where should someone start to rebuild their credit?
Yeah, and that's one of the trainings that I have, or a good amount of them, is for that, people that need to kind of rebuild. And what I tell people all the time is, and cut me off if I'm talking long, but I love this stuff. I love providing value, but a lot of people, they think this is a quick fix. Like, people they want this end result tomorrow, and it just doesn't work like that. You have to put in the work to be able to get there. And the things that you need to do first, you got to understand credit. It's a game. People don't understand it. Credit is literally a game. Once you learn how to play the game, you'll always be able to manipulate your credit and do, kind of up and down. If you need to do something, you know what to do to get it, right? And so credit scores, you got to understand that the two main pillars of, having a good credit score is payment history and its utilization. Those are the main two things, right? And so payment history, if you got collections, if you got, a whole bunch of negative Nazis, I like to call them, on your credit report, where you're missing payments on your credit cards, and your credit score is just not going to be good, right? So what you have to do is, first, it's like a 3-step process. You want to first get all your credit, your actual credit reports, credit scores, your FICO scores. We're not talking about Credit Karma or Credit Sesame or, all these Vantage scores. No, not those. Actual FICO 8 score, FICO 9, different lenders use different scoring models. But, you want to get these credit scores, see what's on your credit report, right? And from there, you want to use what's called the 609 method, which, you'll and I have these templates inside my mentorship group. So, you get these templates, and you want to actually go and start disputing a lot of this stuff, because what people don't realize is with these collection agencies, right? And these rundown collection agencies, they pay pennies on the dollars to acquire this debt from the actual real lender, right? So, or whoever the lender was that you had the debt with. So they acquired that debt from the lender for pennies on a dollar. Now they own the debt. And so now they're trying to come collect from you for the full amount. But a lot of times those collection agencies don't have the actual original documents to actually prove the debt. So when you dispute it with the credit bureaus, you actually allow the credit bureau, you force them to go investigate it. So they have to reach out to the collection agency to act, to figure out, okay, can you prove this debt? A lot of times you'll be surprised they can't. And so then they have to take it off your credit report. So I've seen this be one of the most effective ways to quickly, get those things off your credit report.
Ooh, love it, love it, love it. We have one more commercial break, y'all. We got to pay some bills. We got to pay our credit score and get those credit score back online. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Support for Gentleman Style Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers you precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off free worldwide shipping with the code GENTSTYLE at manscaped.com.
Back to the Gentleman Style Podcast show, and we have the incredible, amazing Mr. LaJuan Hughes, and this man is spilling the tea on credit, building business credit score, how to improve your credit score. If you missed any of that, scroll back and check him out. We want to also give a shout out to a new member of the Gentleman Style family, Mr. Danny Bell 078. Thank you, Miss Danny. Welcome to the family. I hope this serves you. I hope this helps. We got to give a shout out to our new members. We love you guys. You guys make the show what it is today. And thank you, Miss Nikki Brown, one of our VIP sponsors. She says, dropping huge gems. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Sir, Mr. Hughes, how can people learn more? How can people connect and grow with you? You are on a journey. You are on a mission, and you are helping us. And one of the things that we need right now is help, right? We're in a pandemic. We're in a recession. Interest rates are going back up. Mortgages, real estate, it's all crazy. It's all limbo. How can people connect with you and learn more and get their life back on track and get their business back on track?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I tell people all the time, this is the time. Like, if you're trying to make a move, you can make a move, you need to change. Right now is the time to be soaking up information, soaking up game, building a game plan and putting that together so that when the time is right, which, I feel will be, anywhere between now and the next, 6 to 12 months, give or take, you'll be ready to implement it and really hit the ground running. So to answer your question on Marcus, a lot of ways, if you really want to learn about business credits, particularly and specifically, Marcus, I'm sure is going to drop the link there. I could say it, but it's quite long, but he'll drop the link. What that link is going to take you to a free training that I did, kind of educating you more in detail on what business credit is, how it works, what we teach you how to do. And then from there, if you're interested, you want to, kind of implement this strategy, you can go ahead and book a call with either me and one of my team members. We'll hop on a line with you, see where you're at right now, see if our strategy, will be a good fit for you and everything like that, and to help you build a custom blueprint for you to be successful.
Love it. Love it. Connect. We are on a mission. He is on a mission to change lives, y'all. Mr. Hughes, this is a game changer. And this is huge, right? The world is shifting. The economy is shifting. And so building your credit and getting into position, I think there's going to be another slump. There's going to be another market crash. The stock market is crazy right now. What I'm particularly waiting for is the real estate market. And so I'm waiting for that market to crash so that we can take advantage of the opportunities and we can take advantage of the opportunities coming in real estate, because that's going to be big, and we have to be in position. And so get your credit right? Get the capital so you can make those quick investments and make those moves, because everything's going to be on a fire sale. It's going to be at a discount. So any last words, Mr. Hughes? Any nuggets that you want to share to that young girl, that young boy out in the audience who really just backs against the wall? Creditors are calling the phones. They don't know where to do. They don't know where to start. It's all confusing. Debt, business credit, personal credit, credit cards, lines of credit. What advice, nuggets? You dropped so many nuggets today. What final nuggets would you give?
Yeah, I hear you. I've been that person to that person, young guy, young girl, whatever it is. You're in that situation. I've been there. I've had bad credit. You know, I'm not a person that came from everything and all that stuff like that. I've had bad credit. I built it up to where it is now, and literally, you can do the same. And don't feel bad if you don't know. Everybody was at a point where they didn't know, and knowledge is power. So, you know, you just have to, you don't know what you don't know. So you have to first educate yourself on these strategies. Take action too. You know, a lot of people, they're in research mode all the time. You gotta take what you get and then implement it and take action. And that's the most important thing to being successful, is implementing and taking action.
Absolutely. Analysis paralysis. Don't get bogged down. Take action. Make a move, y'all. All right, y'all. We gotta go. We gotta let Mr. Hughes. He has many more families and people to help, men and women to help and mentor and coach. We gotta let him go. He has several companies to run, but we will be getting him back on the show. So guys, stay connected, stay tuned for him. And also, he has a YouTube channel, and he goes by his name for any more of these ethical hacking tips. So check him out by his name, LaJuan Hughes, at YouTube. Dope podcast, incredible podcast. I was on it earlier, taking notes myself. So check him out, y'all. He is dope. Like I always end every show. Thank you all for tuning into the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. You guys are phenomenal, and I love you guys for tuning in. So thank you for tuning in and supporting. I hope this helps. I hope this message takes your business, your life to the next level. So, like I end every show, take care of your family, take care of your homes, and always take care of business. This is Marcus Norman, your favorite gentleman, and Mr. LaJuan Hughes. I'm gonna call him the credit plug from now on, man. He's the credit plug. That
name has been growing, yeah. So you might be on something.
There it is, speaking it into existence. Take care, everybody. We love you. Stay tuned for next week's episode as we do more in the house. Love you guys. Bye.